Despite starting with a child named Steve who wanted to work in Mancam, the elders opposed him and prevented him from entering any cave. So Steve gave up his dream and did the worst thing in his life, forcing him to reveal it at about 25 to 30 years old, and he was an engineer, but a failed one, in his work. It's clear that he will be fired soon, so Steve thinks about his old dream and goes back to the caves, but this time he can enter normally because he has become an adult. After some digging, he discovers two strange blue cubes and stacks them on top of each other. After that, he opens the gate to another world and Steve enters it. This world is very beautiful, and you can build anything you imagine in it, but the problem is that everything in it is square. And if you didn't do that, this is the world of Minecraft, but Steve is very happy with this world because what he loves most is that he can do it easily, which is exploring and building. He sits there for a long time, discovering a few animals and improving his building skills to the point of constructing entire cities. After many years, Steve has become accustomed to walking in this world, and he finds a strange gate missing one block, but of course he completes it and it opens a portal to another world, and if you've played this game, you'd know that this gate is called the Nether portal, leading to a world of fear, monsters, and fire, just like hell. This depicts a basic version of hell. Steve is frightened by this portal, which transports him to the Nether, a hellish realm governed by monsters. The ghast imprisons Steve and his pet wolf, taking the powerful cube that Steve brought to the Minecraft world, which was the ghast's plan all along. They took him prisoner, but Steve and his pet wolf managed to escape and save the cube, and before the soldiers could capture him, he handed the cube to his pet wolf, so he can run with it. And he runs and runs until he reaches the forest, then he keeps running and running until he reaches the human world. After that, he keeps running and running until he reaches home. Steve tells me there's a furnace under the bed, and as long as the furnace is safe, as long as the Minecraft world is safe. We'll see. With so many people, Taffy's name is lost. In his youth, Gerardson was the strongest volcano in the world, winning many championships and dealing with crises, earning him the nickname the Garbage Man. The crucial point is that Gerardson was in a deep depression and had no money. One day he decided that he was completely broke. He buys a surplus sign to sell in his arcade shop. After earning more, he trades a check he can't cash for 6 months. He plays the waiting game only to find the box is empty all along. He keeps quiet about it until the shock subsides. Don't ask what brought him here. What matters is he takes it, walks away, and doesn't sit long until his car breaks down. He stops next to it, waiting for luck and shouting with a quarter. Camel. Henry, a young boy, and his older sister Natalie plan to rent a house and live together, with Natalie as Henry's primary caregiver. On his way to school, Henry stops to buy a toy, and he will see Fate, O'Believer, leaving all the shops and will scare Jackson's shop in order to buy the toy from it. But after he spends so much time in the store, he can't find what he wants. He goes to school, talks briefly with Jackson, and then has a very busy school day. Henry's brain is more creative than his classmates. When asked to draw an orange banana, everyone drew it normally except Henry, who made the banana look unique. Even a rocket on its back. And when the usual hour comes, he asks them to pounce on him and they are just angry. Henry at his hour proves to them that he is a genius. He makes a professional garbage bag, but during this experiment, the kids cut off a lot of the path to spoil the experiment, and indeed when Henry tries this garbage bag, he loses control of it. And he stumbles into a potato manufacturing company that he used to work at. So the director asked him to bring his daughter Natalie to her, but because if Natalie knew what happened, she would be upset, Henry instead talks to Grayson to come work for her and help her. After negotiating, Grayson agrees, much to Henry's dismay, as the director knows and is impressed with Grayson. At Grayson's store, Henry soon notices the traps. So he asks Grayson what that is all about, but Grayson tells him they don't have any need, it just happens to be there. But then he starts to push them together until they merge, and then he pushes on the traps and he starts to pull it out, he and Grayson, until they reach the edge of the cliff during a storm that he didn't expect. So he asks him, the man who ran out of the house, where is he? And they go around looking for him until they find him with Grayson in the cave. In front of them is a strange gate, but as we know, this is the gate to the world of Minecraft. And while they think a lot, the gate pulls them all in against their will, and they fear the world of Minecraft, and they sit there for hours, amazed at the world. The Quarawi, scared of this world, wanders in reality, saying, "Heh heh heh," without understanding the meaning of Quarawi. Doesn't this bother your mind? The important thing is when they win, we will see a sign that the trouble has returned. The world of Minecraft is about to go to Stevie, who imprisoned her, and her family is about to bring her the trouble in exchange for her freedom. Gerardson, Henry, Natalie, and Stevie. The names alone solve the problem they have. Just as you know, as soon as the solution is upon them, the monsters start to appear and it doesn't take a long time. And the skeleton or the capital hackle attacks them, so they sharpen their teeth and run. Gerardson falls into a pit and is shocked to find Creeper standing there. As Gerardson tries to hit Creeper, he explodes in his face, leaving Gerardson stunned. He finds a zombie, it eats his watch with a sound, and he runs while we see Harry with the rest of the group. So how does he gather resources in this world? And he was able to build a house to hide in quickly, and after a while, his watch comes Gerardson, and he was about to eat Lola if Harry didn't open his watch quickly and enter. Gerber explodes in the house and monsters enter before dying in seconds. Steve's watch drops an effect on the zombie. In the afternoon, all the monsters come out to die, and Steve's watch. He introduces himself to them, telling them that the only way for them to get out of this world is through the blue portal. Then Gratzop tells him that the one that broke this and I run with it. Steve then sits down pulling his hair, telling them to bring the cube, boys of the cube. They follow him in a group, believing they understand his message. He leads them back to their world from Danny, introducing them to his city. They grasp the system of this world, that they can pursue any professional endeavor they desire. After a city tour, we see the Mangosha clock. She followed the general to find and kill Steve, his companion, and destroy his city. Because he betrayed her and didn't bring her the promised gift, she took the group home, and there they buried their arrows, swords, and other tools. But usually a person finds his hourglass in the underworld, and the one who wears it can move from place to place. So he uses it to play with it. Steve stands pulling in his month because this is the last one he has, and he will let them know after a while. The craft table, or the manufacturing table, which you can make tools from when you put the resources on it in a specific order. His ability to grasp the subject from the first experience allows him to create a difficult weapon. Steve will be impressed by his intelligence during the events. He will tell Steve that he heard there is much in the diamond, or rather in the horror, and that if he didn't bring the diamond's luster, there would be no pickaxe or teeth left. Steve decided to go to the cave before going to him. And what was the name of the castle, the wooden castle? Before moving, the general attacks them and starts destroying the city. Steve wanted to kill him. But with 7 men working on it, and while they attack the general, Steve hits him, leaving him unconscious, so the general takes advantage of the group without Steve. Natalia defended them, saving their lives. Steve wakes up and finds Gradson and Henry on a mountain ridge. He attaches wings to them so they can fly, but because he only brought 2 instead of 3, he rides on Gradson's back. They all fly like that and become dizzy from the altitude. But Steve pours water on the ground, so it doesn't affect them, and then Steve tells them a story. A girl's dream of becoming a dancer was crushed when she was rejected and humiliated in a competition. The king told her to pursue gold instead, claiming it was more important than creativity. Since then, Montosha has killed the creativity inside her and remained a queen of appearance, and if Montosha knew she had this power, she would kill creativity everywhere and rule with iron and fire, and the needs that the Arabs look at would be buried. Anyway, we will see her kill the general, and a huge beast will be released to kill Steve and bring the cube in the end. Donna and Nata are fleeing from the city, and Bella, in her free time, breaks wood and throws it into the sea to make a boat, but of course there is nothing. I mean, she doesn't know how to do anything basically. You won't believe it. You brought my slippers and threw them in the sea. It will be a boat. You are stupid, mama. The important thing is that they are walking around, she and Donna, and they talk during her time, and every now and then a zombie comes, and Donna hits it, and it walks back behind them again, and so on. The crucial point is that during her encounter with a wolf, Donna, who knows how to handle animals, gives the wolf a bone to frighten it away, recognizing it as a wolf. Dennis, also known as Steve, was their guide. They decided to follow him because he knew the way to his friend Steve's place. Gaz has a cave from which he descends to bring the diamond to Batson, and they sit at her time doing something called mining. Or what does mining mean? Not the mining that he digs tunnels, but mining that he digs it in the cave, meaning the important thing is that the diamond is supposed to stay in the deepest belly of the earth. So they sit a sweet couple, meaning they dig like this until the diamond arrives. And while Gretchen was selling from Joy, they would encounter her time, the beast of Mount Joshua, and Fastiv arrived at her time to take them and run before they explode. After Jody spends a long time in the cave, Steve's lights turn off. When he turns them on, the cave is filled with creepers. He cautiously navigates through until they successfully exit the cave and the creepers explode wildly. They arrive after a while to the place they wanted to reach, and which is called the Wooden Castle. He tells them they can fix the beds in it to return to the ground again. But the problem is that the castle consists of 3 floors. Each floor has its own guardian. It's hard to pass them, but the hardest stage is the 3rd stage because the guardians are full of endermen that if you look at them in the eye, they will attack you. I mean, they get scared after a while of the 1st stage, and there are 2 left in it, but they are witches and skeletons. And the plan is for Grayson and Steve to stand and dance and sing to distract them while Henry sneaks to the 2nd floor. After discovering the witch's weakness, they will take Grayson and Steve to put them in a cage against the chicken. But the problem isn't here. The problem is that Grayson can't win the chicken, and it's a total disaster. The important thing is that Henry reaches the last floor, which will be full of Sundee. But after a lot of research, the 2nd mold arrives, which will have the 1st mold placed in it to work, and it remains similar to the 1st mold. Understand something? Don't worry, because I'm sure. The important thing is that Henry was about to put the mold in the mold, but he gets an aneurysm, and despite that, Henry sees it in his eye, and he's scared of losing a lot of money, but Henry backs off and fights it and kills the aneurysm and takes his eye out. After a while, he is Gerardson and Steve in the palace, but first, when they come out, they find his eye swollen with his army, and his eye stands up from them, the hardships from Henry despite him, and she walks after the army, decides that they will attack them. Gerardson throws Henny at a soldier from his army. Steve jumps on Gerardson, who sacrifices himself to delay the army. The explosion pushes the soldier far away, causing Henny and Steve to fall unconscious. When they wake up, they suffer from the aftermath. Dennis reaches them with Steve and Hiddle and rescues them. But the problem is that Mount Joshua has begun to transform the world of Minecraft into the Dark Nitro world. They have to stop her, and Steve will make them all armor and weapons from the diamond, which is the strongest material in Minecraft. I mean, they will start fighting Mondosha using explosives, and after a while they will create an army of golems, or as they were called golems. They will be very strong, and a battle will start between them. While Hendy arrives at the place with the beacon, and he reaches the beacon through the Enderman's eye with him, which transports him from place to place. As I told you, I mean, the important thing is to take the beacon before it takes its time. One of Mount Joshua's army was about to hit him, nearly killing him with the second blow. If we don't see the rescue areas, and who will be his driver? Is it still the living Galazzo? When he used the machete to protect himself from the fall, it came with a teacher. It will help him take the blow when he first takes it. All the monsters burn their time when the sun comes out, including the mummified one that starts to die, and before it dies, Steve comes to smell it. So you tell him, I just want to ask if you have a knife with you that you want to kill me with, right? So he says to him, no, uncle. By God, I am strange. I am weak and overwhelmed, uncle. Why are you so surprised by it? When he gets close, she tries to stab him with a knife. He avoids it and walks away. She tells him, come closer. I really want to tell you something serious, uncle. I swear to God. And when he gets closer, she pulls out another knife trying to kill him, so he avoids the second knife. He tells her, I don't understand. Are you the one who's angry, or am I the one who's angry, or are you? What's your story? I mean, what he does after that is they both die. He goes to the group that loves to play Minecraft, and before they get scared in it, Steve asks them who wants to be the best in this Minecraft world, because he is creative and can do more here, but then he tells him, don't invite. You are treating your friends badly. Steve descends to the ground immediately for safety from the Minecraft world. The group returns to the ground after he bids them farewell. And before Natalie gets scared, the door tells Steve that he has a great creativity and he can benefit the real world with it. Steve sits there for a while, thinking about what he doesn't understand, and decides that he will return to the ground again. In the end, Jason's store, the best toy store in the world for months, succeeds with the help of Steve, Natalie, and a few assistants. The arcade game broke the whole world at the level of the Minecraft game carrier, namely Donna. She quit her real estate job, bought a farm with animals, including Dennis. She discovered herself, learned martial arts, and became a world-class fighter. Henry remained a farmer. She then invented the feminine bag similar to the one originally by Ethan Andrews in Grand Theft Auto. The one we all tried remains a step.